future. We could all walk out of here today and get hit by a bus. Right? So the system is not meant to help children. If you look at their website, it doesn't say Department of Social Services. It says division. Okay, so they got to divide to conquer us. We are uniting. And I will tell you this. We just had, I don't know if y'all know who Sheriff Mack is, but I was so excited when Sheriff Mack came on my show. And Toll and Roill. They're all in DC. They have the remedy for all of this, so they have their attention. I sit on a governor's committee here in Virginia. We just had a meeting. There are so many changes coming to the state of Virginia. There's going to be a lot of pushback because they're not going to like what's coming. I know what's coming. And the legislative body is tired of hearing all these stories. They're all the same. Just take the name and faces off. They're all the same. We can't continue to have her story, my story, your story, all the same across the United States, because that really is what's going on. Every story is the same.
With minimal details changed.
That's it. And they are trafficking children. Okay? Follow the money. The American Bar Association has already come out and said we've got to stop terminating parental rights. We are killing these families because once your rights are terminated, it severs everything. Her family, your family, my family, everybody, grandma, aunts, uncles, cousins, brothers, it doesn't matter. Legally, they're not related to you anymore. Therefore, you know what else happens? They're not entitled to any money or any property or anything that you all were to leave behind. They are not entitled to that because legally, the courts have separated your legal binding ties. Is that fair? I don't think it's fair. So this is what I tell people. Never, ever, ever use CPS as a tool, as a weapon. Okay? I have custody of two of my grandsons. CPS came for one of them. Toby, as a matter of fact. And when my daughter said, here, talk to my mom, he's like, I don't want to talk to your mom. Well, she turned the phone. And my exact words to him were, I'm on my fucking way. And you better have a removal order and a warrant. And every T and every I better be taken care of because you're not taking my grandson anywhere. And I meant that. When I got there, he was gone. Needless to say, I have custody of that child now. And his brother. And then they came for another one of my grandsons because my daughter's a helicopter mom. Okay, I didn't know what that meant, but now I do. So she thought one of my grandsons ate some CBD gummies. Not with THC in it, just CBD. She said, well, you think I should take him to the emergency room? I'm like, no, he's going to be fine. She's like, oh, I don't know, Mom. I said, look, if you want to go, we'll go. So we go. Blonde hair, blue-eyed nurse. Two doctors saw him, said he was fine. Blonde hair, blue-eyed nurse called CPS. I'd left. I come back because my daughter called me. And she's like, oh my God, Mom. I said, don't even worry about it. She comes in the room. She said, my name is Zaire or whatever with CPS. I said, why are you here? She said, well, because we got a call. I said, okay, an allegation is not a crime. Why are you here? Then she found out who I was, and then she said, my daughter, like this, you need to sign this safety plan or we're taking the baby into custody. Here I go. Aren't those voluntary? Yes. So she's not signing anything. So she kept proceeding with my daughter. Ma'am, if you don't send, she's writing, not looking at me or my daughter. And I told her that I was my daughter's advocate, her mother, his grandmother, and I was invoking all their rights, and she needed to leave unless she had a court order. Needless to say, if you watch my videos, you will see me and 12 police officers and CPS worker in my pajamas. I marched all 12 of them bastards off my property, and I told them they didn't have any reason to be there. We're not going anywhere. Okay, that's fine. Ended up taking it to the prosecutor, and the prosecutor called him and told him to leave me the fuck alone. We won that case. I called a lawyer out of Roanoke. He came up here, had everything taken out of her safety plan, with the exception of 2 things. They thought I was hiding my daughter. She was 31 at the time. You have to let them make sure that you live in West Virginia, and you have to keep your eye on your son. So she said, fine. So long story short, me and my husband we own a window tint business and a detail business. We got a call to go do a mobile job. So we went. Husband comes out and is like, hey, my wife's coming home. Just watch the baby running around. So we're like, okay. So we're sitting in the garage. She pulls up. It's the CPS worker. This bitch almost died on her own driveway when she sees me sitting in her garage. Okay? She don't know what to say. This is what she did. I didn't know you all did. I said, yeah, there's a lot of stuff about us you don't know. So I called my lawyer. She's like, what did you do? Follow her home? I'm like, no. She said, just sit in the car and don't say anything to her. That same day, this is how corrupt they are. And I have the paperwork. The same day, they sent a letter to Child Support Enforcement and said, yes, we have this child in custody, and this is what the parents owe us. I called her lawyer. I'm not going to tell you how I got the information, but I got the information, and I photocopied it, and I sent it to her lawyer. They never took that child into custody, not one time. The parents didn't owe them anything, right? So you said you got this child in custody, so you wrote a little grant to get however much money you needed from them, because to take care of an 18-month-old, you need a crib, you need all this stuff. She beat that too. So then we went back to court. They dismissed the whole case, but because I was involved, they retaliated against my daughter. One of the questions the CPS worker said was, well, you said you were going to call an advocate. Why did you call your mom? My daughter said, my mom's been doing this for over 30 years, and I believe her over you. So she wanted to give up. Oh, no, Mom, just let it go. And I said, no, we're not letting it go. So I told her to appeal it locally to Tamara Green. She's the director in Frederick County. And Tamara Green overturned it because my daughter was not wrong. Her people were wrong. And as far as the child support case goes, they had to close that case. But who do you think had to pay that money back? Nobody. That's how corrupt they are. If you and I were to do some fraud like that, we'd be in jail. Right? That's the problem I have with the system. These people lie. They do ex parte hearings that don't involve anybody, right? They'll go in front of the judge. Oh, yes, I swear to God that this child's in imminent danger and we need to get a removal order like right now. They'll get a removal order. Then when you go to court, you get no due process because you want to bring in expert witnesses. They want to bring in expert witnesses. But you know what you're told? Sit down and shut up. Or this is my favorite one. The Constitution doesn't apply in here. That's bullshit. I got a remedy for that. It's called the Butts, B-U-T-Z, stops here, Mr. Lee. That's Butts versus Economou in the United States versus Lee. Those 2 rulings right there told every judge in America, from administrative, even magistrates, all the way up to the Supreme Court. The Constitution applies and you better not be violating people's rights. I've threatened 3 judges here. I don't give a fuck. Told the prosecutor, I'm not afraid of any of them. I don't care if you wear a robe, a badge, or you're a bum in the street. Everybody is created equal. I don't care what color your skin is. I don't care if you're dumb, smart, a baby, an elderly person. We all have the same rights, right? Nobody has the right to take your rights. I can't give her my rights. Be like, hey, you want to borrow mine? No, it doesn't work that way. No. That's right. I had a meeting because, not only do I do all this other stuff, I'm also the legal redress chair for the local NAACP, Clark, Frederick, and Winchester. Okay. So we had a meeting. Tamara Green's going to say, Miss Wise, When we get involved, parents have no rights. This is all I could do because I was about to go off. So I work with a lot of people across the United States, and one of them is a professor that's retired that taught the Constitution. So I called him. I said, hey, I know I'm not right, but I need you to answer this question. So I told him what I said. He was like, no, that's not correct. But the thing that you forgot was everybody in this room that's a parent who has a child under the age of 18, we hold their rights. We're their voice. That goes for grandmas, aunts, uncles, siblings, moms, dads. Okay? Whoever has that child in their custody at that time, you step up and say, I'm speaking on behalf of this child, and you're violating their rights. Now, they don't like that shit, okay? Because the first thing they'll tell you is, this isn't about rights. Well, the good thing about my daughter's case, it's so funny. Grandma, this is what they told the courts. Grandma was belligerent. Oh my gosh, she was saying constitutional violations, human rights violations, all kinds of violations. And you know what I told them? Thank you for putting that on the record because you knew exactly what you were saying and I was right. You violated all her rights. I even went to a civil rights attorney and he laughed. He said, I know all the players. He said, but Ms. Wise, you don't have any damages because you took their ass to school. But your daughter, on the other hand, her and her son, yes, they have violations. I don't know what Darren's doing. So that's how I got started. And I made a promise to myself that the shit that happened to me would not happen to another family if I got involved. And I'm telling you now, I spoke to a lot of people. If I had been involved in your case from the very beginning, your outcomes would have been different because I hold their feet to the fire. I've told 3 judges here I will sue their asses for violating my rights because what they don't want to hear is suing. They think they have immunity, but what they forget is that is a crime under federal law. When they violate your rights in a courtroom, the United States has already said it. They levy war against the Constitution and its citizens. It's a crime. They lose everything.
Threatening, retaliation.
Come on up here, girl. Come on.
Is that girl?
Yes, we need you up here. Threatening, retaliation, and what's the other one? The coercion.
Coercion, yep. So, and all the stories, like I said, they're all the same. You need to file for custody. There's no court orders. There's nothing. You tell your lawyer you want to file a motion to intervene for emergency custody. I just do this. This is how I win, right? Not just here. I do this all across the country. Every person that I've told, like if they call me on a Friday, those kids are out of foster care by Monday or Wednesday because I have their fathers file for emergency custody, their grandmothers, their aunts, their uncles, a daycare worker. I just helped the FBI agent. I almost didn't help her because she was an FBI agent, but I did help her. She's like, I don't care what you're doing. I want my grandbaby. I said, be at my house. This is the plan. She got that child out of custody because Jada Carr lied to her on the phone. I was on the phone and she said, yes, ma'am. You have to live here. I said, that's bullshit. Oh, well, you can come see the baby. I said, they're not going to let you see the baby. Everything I told her was true. Everything. She did not have to live here in Virginia. She did not, what was the other thing I just said? She did not have to live here in Virginia. And I just told her, I said, you know what? You go down to the courthouse, you file for emergency custody. That baby will be home by Monday. So she filed. CPS got served right there after she filed. She went to court. Judge said, surrender the baby to grandma by 9 p.m. tonight. The next Monday, we'll have an emergency hearing. That following Monday, Jada Carr and social services lost. Grandma got sole full custody, case closed. Yeah. It's a game. And if you don't know how to play their game, you're going to lose. Go ahead. Yeah.
Of course.
But because my daughter lived in the overpass, they accused me as well. So does that matter? Have they charged you? No. Then they.
Are we live?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought you knew. I saw
Okay, my bad.
I'm like, look at her go.
Have they charged your daughter? No.
What happened? Oh, we're live, by the way. I just want everybody. I'm the dumb one. Go ahead.
She asked.
They're asking because since she's in the home and they're accusing her, is she still able to follow the charity?
They're accusing who?
The grandparents. They accused the grandparents and the parents. They said it was unknown. And I asked if she was being charged with anything. She said no.
You can still file. An allegation is not a crime. This is where people get fucked up, right? Because we have civil statutes, we have criminal statutes, but you know what CPS does? They intertwine them, right? Because trust me, I don't care where you live. If you committed a crime, you can best believe the prosecuting attorney would have already arrested you. Okay? They have to bring proof. The prosecutor's not going to be like, well, I don't care if you're CPS or not. Where's the proof? I can't prosecute this lady.
Then why can't the parent, then why can't my daughter turn around and sue for custody again?
She never lost custody. See, people get confused, right?
Yes.
There's a difference between, okay, so what the state does is they're a third party, okay? So they come in, and you said there was no removal order, right? There's no court order. She has custody of her child. The problem is, even though that
You're
child
right, though.
is with its other grandparents, that grandparent on that side is working with CPS, okay? Because that's how you get them. Unless you go the route I went, I don't go to court. So what's going to happen is, this is just my opinion, but I'm pretty sure I know what I'm talking about. Been doing this 36 years. What's going to happen is they're going to continue with their investigation. They are going to find somebody, doesn't matter who, it could be you, your husband, the parents, doesn't matter. And then they're going to take it to court, and they're going to say, well, Your Honor, the baby's been over here and has now bonded with this family. And the bond is broken between these people over here. We think the child needs to stay here.
Which is why we said it's less likely for younger kids to be returned home.
They're not going to be
Because
returned home.
That's the game that they play. And as hard as that is to accept and hear, it's better to know that, because when you're 10 steps ahead of everything behind you and you know what's coming, you can prepare for that. And that's why she's telling you exactly like the steps to do ahead of time, because she has been in this for 36 years. Like I said, and she said just a minute ago, if she was involved in all of our cases, they would be so different.
Well, can you just nullify the safety plan?
First of all, how old is the safety plan?
Not very old.
Okay, it expires in 30 days. Do not sign another safety plan.
Well, my daughter never signed the first one. Good. The only people that signed it was the relatives that took it. That was
How long did it take them to give it to you?
the safety plan.
Yeah.
They didn't sign.
Did they have the police there when they removed you?
Yes.
They had the police there when they removed mine. So let me just tell you how Winchester PD works. I went to Winchester PD multiple times to get the body cam footage, copy of a police report, see what all was said, the service call that was made prior to the event happening. So they had nothing in their database system.
From the night that he was removed.
Nothing.
Not one report.
I just filed an FOIA. the other
FOIA.
day. FOIA form with the police department. And yeah, they literally emailed me back the same day and was like, yeah.
Were the police there when your grant? Yeah. So you need to do a FOIA request. And since the police were there, whatever county you're in, you contact that sheriff's department or police department. You tell them you want the body cam footage from that night, because the night they were on my property, can you run Miss Wise for running all my customers' tags and stuff? They couldn't get in, right? And my house was locked down tighter than Fort Knox. The only way they were getting in is if they busted my windows. I did a FOIA request that night, and then me and the sheriff got into it. Right. Don't be afraid of these people. I'm telling you, he thought I was going to back down. Miss Wise, well, they're saying they got a removal order. I said, okay, where is it? It's not written in black and white. Miss Wise, I'm not going to argue with you. We're just going to put out an Amber Alert. And this is exactly what I said to Sheriff Lenny Milholland. I promise you, and I guarantee you, you put out that Amber Alert without a removal order, it will be your very last one. Do not play with me. All right, Miss Wise, well, you just go ahead and call CPS and see who you need to talk to. And I told them the same thing.
So the safety plans automatically go away after 30 days?
No, they don't go away. See, they know they have to renew them without a court order. They're null and void after 30 days. And I heard what you said. The other people signed the safety plan. Okay, that right there is a red flag to me. If they sign the safety plan, that's where that child's going to stay, period. They sure do. They got that baby's future all taken care of.
This is my safety plan from the night they removed my kid. It even says the drug screen returned back positive for meth. My son's father, who's right back here, was agreeable to being the primary caretaker of Taven. Taven is being safety planned out of the home. They told me my son would be back within a couple days. They removed him, and it's been, 2 years? We've been fighting this? That's just me being honest with you.
Well, so they could, my attorney just just said that they were nullified.
The thing is,
You didn't sign a safety plan. It doesn't apply to you.
Or my daughter,
Listen to me.
they make you feel like you have to sign it. They will force
Yes.
you into telling you that you have to sign the safety plan. Because I even said, can I write anything additional on this? Because my test was completely negative right in front of me. And Michaela Butcher at Amherst Family Practice is the one who falsified my stuff. I said it was completely negative, and I asked her to take a picture of it, and she snatched it out in front of me, looked at my son, said, your mom's been smoking meth again, so enjoy your time with her, and walked back to her office.
I'd have knocked that bitch's teeth out. I would have went to jail that day. Okay?
The cops were at my hotel room in APM on Berryville Avenue within an hour. My best friend in the entire universe, Jordan Pennington, was there. He's friends. He owns Elite Bail Bondsman with his father. He was there talking to the police officers because he was like, there's no way she's on meth. I'm with her every day. I know this girl. I know this girl personally. I just watched what she went through with her mom. I know this girl. And the officers were like, the one officer that was standing in the room with me, I was like, can I go down to the station and do a drug test? And he was like, no, that's not necessary. He was like, you can tell an addict, you can tell you're not one. I said, then why are you removing my kid? He said, because Anna called us. Anna Mooney was the one that called us. She's no longer with the department. Every time I call these people out, they're magically no longer there. Even the drug testing center in Quest Diagnostics is now permanently closed that I called out in Kansas that Winchester DSS and CPS said they got my test results from. They faxed me, I faxed them my test results, my son's too. And they were like, yep, there's nothing in our database system that matches this. Though there's no way those test results are yours. My lawyer, Jason Ranson, refused to submit the evidence on the stand.
Go ahead, honey.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Where did you get your test results from?
Amherst Family Practice in Winchester, and
No, where did they contact?
Quest.
they sent it to Quest Diagnostics in Kansas.
No, they did not.
That's where
They
go to get-
said they did.
Yeah, they said that they did. And I have all of the paperwork, even Lisa Davis, the supervisor of the Amherst Family Practice, was like, at no point are they even allowed to tell you you're positive for a drug screen. They're not trained to read the labs. They're not trained to read them. That's why they have to get sent off. So when my urine test got sent off to a lab and was retested, it came back completely negative on December 9th of 2023. My son was removed December 7th, December 29th, completely clean. They did another drug test.
Huh?
Quest out of Kansas City?
That's what she just said, yes.
Yeah.
Look.
Of course
They
they are.
Lynchburg City uses the same one.
Who?
Yeah.
Lynchburg City uses the same one.
Yeah.
They all, do you know why? They have a contract with CPS. Your daycare workers, your schools, your pediatricians, everybody has a contract with CPS.
I went into their office in Winchester the other day because one of the families that I'm working with had a care plan meeting and I was supposed to be in the meeting. And in their office, they not only have posters for fraud is a crime, even though they commit it every day, but they have a folder. Yeah, it's a warning, but they have a folder with all these entities that they work with that have direct ties to CPS. And I took pictures of every single page. There's like 149 contacts.
Yeah,
178,
there's a
something
whole
like that.
bunch of them.
But they're all intertwined. All the lawyers around here, I've had Karen Holman as my first one. Terrible.
Horrible.
Absolutely terrible.
Horrible.
Didn't prep me for court. Didn't even talk to me before our first court
John
date.
Bell.
Yep. They had John Bell.
John Bell shared an office with the guardian ad litem.
That's a conflict of interest.
I knew it was happening, but I didn't have anybody to go to.
I didn't either. I had nobody. I had my little, like my friends that had their own lives and everything going on. I had no support from my freaking family. I had no support from my baby daddy. I had no support from anybody. It was like I was completely alone dealing with all this. And like to say the stuff that you go through while you're dealing with this, it makes you sound crazy. So anybody that hears like, oh, they falsify drug tests, they're like, this girl must be on drugs. Like who would do that to remove kids? But that's just the facts and reality.
Well, that's why we even tried to get, I was like, I'll pay out of pocket. I'm gonna go to the hospital, I want a drug screen done. No.
I did that too.
Amherst, he's like, well, it's wrong.
Yep.
And I told him it's wrong because I would have been positive, because I just got out of the hospital.
Right.
They didn't feed me Percocet for days, oh, it came up negative for me, not positive for the other party. It's like, well, I'm gonna go to the hospital and get it done. No, we don't use those. I'm not telling you you're gonna use this, I'll pay for it.
You know why?
You gotta use Amherst.
Because everybody else is going to tell the truth.
Right, because they're not in their pocket.
And it's awful because not to bring up like my own situation and like my kids out was so hard on me during my case because he believed them. You're supposed to believe them. Like you're supposed to think that what they're saying under oath, under their hand on the Bible in front of a judge is supposed to be the truth, but it's just not. He's gotten an eye opener over the course of me exposing my own case for other people to, you know, he gets a better understanding that this isn't just going on with me. So you can't just say it's me anymore. You can't say I'm on drugs. You can't say anything. They have not one dirty urine test for me the entire time my case was open. They still took my case, closed it, said I was moving out of what Winchester's watchful eye because my court order says I can live in Winchester, Frederick, or Clark. I found a place in Clark County, Judge 80. I could not produce enough urine the first time we had court. I was so sick, but I offered her a blood test in front of everyone. I was like, I'll pay for a blood test out of pocket today. She's like, well, what is that going to do for me? I said, it's not going to do anything for you right now. It's going to show you that at our next court date in a month and a half that I was clean today. She said, oh, absolutely not.
Judge A.D. is crooked.
She is. I dealt with Nancy Williams. Nancy Williams might be one that you guys deal with, especially if you're in Shenandoah County because she does a lot of court cases in like Clark, Warren, Shenandoah. But I even asked for family counseling so that me and my kid's dad could learn how to co-parent better. We fight a lot about our own personal stuff. And I just want to get to a point where we can be the best co-parents and best friends for Taven. That's our son. And she was like, absolutely not. The only one that needs counseling in this room is you.
Oh, that's practicing medicine without a license.
Yeah.
From the get-go.
Yeah.
It's like I was paid trash.
Yeah. It's
Not,
awful.
and like she says, we're all fucking equal.
Yeah.
We're all equal.
Yeah.
In the eyes of God, we are all equal.
Do you know what the Declaration of Independence says?
Hell no, I'm not smart.
All men are created equal.
Why didn't it happen?
That's what it says.
You're even dealing with a situation with APS.
Come down
I
here.
did Private care for a family, or I did private care for a family in 2022, right before my case
Wasn't
happened.
the judge not all men are created equal?
Well, we don't give two fucks what the judges have to say because they're part of the system.
As a trans father, my daughter is unable to return home.
Why? That's discrimination.
Because I am a trans man.
Oh.
Even though Judge Payne of Lynchburg City knew that Jennifer Booth strangled my daughter, along with her own children 5 times prior to my child, and openly stated in court in front of me and my ex-wife, who was my daughter's mother, that my daughter would never return home to me because I was in fact a trans man.
That has nothing to do with it.
And he would never recognize me as my daughter's father because she was created in a same-sex marriage.
I'm so.
Well, unfortunately, who was your judge?
So Judge Payne of Lynchburg City in JBR Court.
Okay, so
I gave him a packet.
Oh yeah, so this is what you're gonna do. You know what? We're gonna go over these right now, okay? Because listen.
Lisa Roberts forgot him a life. She knew.
We're gonna take care of all them people.
Her abuser admitted on a recorded phone call.
Do you have that recording?
Sure do. I refiled. They pulled my case off the docket, not once, not twice, but 3 times because I am a trans man.
We're gonna take care of this. You just hold on a minute. Cause,
They unlawfully terminated
you
my
don't know what you get ready to pull out. I'm telling you, you
What?
better tell them to stop.
2 years they unlawfully took my child.
Oh, I believe that.
2 days ago was
She's in
1
it.
year.
Tiffany's getting pissed.
I am getting mad.
Yeah.
Terminated my visitation of my child because I took out a petition
Mm-hmm.
because my child was in an unsafe home in Lynchburg City at the hands of Akita Johnson and
Do you
Sonia
know that name? I've
Jackson
heard that name.
of
No,
CPS
but
of
I'm
Lynchburg
getting,
City.
and
And Judge
lose my mind over here a minute.
wouldn't deem me as her father, even though when I did my name change, I updated my daughter's birth certificate, listing me as father on her birth certificate, as Ashton Christian Venegas.
Oh, you're on my Facebook thing.
He's still-
Oh, I love you so
I
much.
love you so much. I love her.
As her father.
Look, now she's even gonna get.
You know,
Even though
okay,
I was
look,
one
no, I need to go get him.
But you'll recognize you for child support.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what I told her.
I'm gonna do everything I can to help you.
I even told him, how do you do that when me and my wife signed a proper documentations when she was born on August the 8th? I'm under father at Winchester Medical Center on her birth record, which I provided to CPS. I had sole custody of my child when she was retained to CPS custody. They did not remove her from my home, which is stated in the file.
Imagine that.
They removed her from school because a discriminating nurse called,
Imagine that.
stating I didn't obtain the proper documentation to obtain my child into school. If I didn't, why did she go to school for a month before you called?
Right.
Because the school
Why did you
has.
let me
Crazy.
enroll her to
The stuff going
begin
on in
with?
this area is crazy.
All right.
But you didn't
Okay, we're gonna go
call
over.
until I started going to
I'm gonna help sit down. We're gonna do this real quick because I do want to help you. Darren, actually, Darren, can you come on the screen so people can see you, please?
You know, we're hiding.
Yeah, he's hiding. He probably over there smoking cigarettes and some more shit.
I was, you know it. You know me.
So this is my partner, Darren, but he's the Punisher. One of the reasons his rights were terminated is because of what he does, right? He speaks out against the corruption. So Darren, go ahead and speak on it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna take these steps and you're gonna do these things, you need to be prepared for the lashback that you're gonna do, because just as hard as you guys are gonna push on them, they're gonna push back on you. But that doesn't mean roll over and get on your back. It just means keep going, because we can't all just lay down. You just have to be prepared for that. But don't, everything like they're saying is voluntary. The rules, this system is set up for you to lose. That's the facts. They reunify 12% of the kids that get taken. Pretty much it's like this. If your kids get taken out of your hands, you're going to lose. And that's 100% truth. So the best thing that you can do is make sure that they never do get your kids, and help people that maybe don't know these things now. I'm not saying that that's going to be the case in all of these situations, but statistics show us that is the truth. So, it's right, wrong, or indifferent. It's no matter how you fight this fight. If you push back, they're going to push back. If you're going to be loud, they're going to be loud. If they're going to lie, they're going to cheat, they're going to steal. So stop with all that bullshit. Don't worry about it, because everybody already knows this. Don't worry about your kid in the foster care system that's getting, abused over there. Sorry that's happening, but pay attention, focus, stay straight on your path, because all you're going to do is waste your time. Because all you're going to do is get them to chase your kid away and put it to a further home where maybe you don't even know where your kid is. So these are all things that you got to think about when you're playing this game with CPS, and that's what it is. It's a goddamn game. It's not fair. We all know this, so don't cry about that either. We all know. Everybody knows that it's not fair. It's not a secret. They lie. They cheat. They forge things, they falsify things. The judges are in on it, the cops are in on it, everybody in your town's in on it. You're not crazy. They're all in on it. That's a fact, So when people tell you that you're a lunatic and you're crazy and you should have done this and you should have done that, tell them to go pound sand, because it's not true at all. It doesn't matter what you were going to do. That caseworker housed it out for you. The caseworker has it out for you. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, but that's the way it is.
And I'll
You just gotta keep your head up and just try to push forward and hope that you're one of those 12%. I mean, that's all you can hope for, right? And you got to have that hope. And I mean, I'm just trying to be real with everybody here. This is as real as it gets. I wish we could sugarcoat this and it was all bullshit and laughs and lies, and it's not. I've been without my daughter for 4 years, haven't seen her. I lost my kid because I did a podcast and came out against my child. My wife lost her kid because she supported me. So you tell me where the abuse and neglect is in that situation, because we spoke out against them. That was all they had on us. And they TPR'd us from it. Actually TPR'd me because I claimed my Fifth Amendment rights at the trial. So that was the reasoning for that. But I'm not saying don't have hope and don't keep trying. I'm just saying you need to be real about this situation that you're dealing with. Stop with the petty stuff and focus on the main thing. That's the best thing that you can do for yourself. And honestly, I hate to say this, but you got to start working it into your head that your kid might not come home, because for your own mental sanity, you get so wrapped up in this and so involved in this that it's the biggest letdown when you get that TPR happens one day and you're like, what the frig just happened? And you weren't prepared for that, and that's what sends people off, so at a slow rate, man, just start. I guess all I can say is this: go fight hard, do the best you can. I guess, like my wife says, hope for the best, expect the worst. And that's the reality of all this stuff, guys.
Darren, the meeting that we were in for Virginia that I sent you the link to, do you remember the rate of children in Virginia that come home?
I think they were like 31% or something like that, weren't they? Or are they less than that?
1% of children taken in Virginia are returned home. We are 51st in the nation to returning children home.
So that's just so we can clarify here, that is not even one kid out of every 10. That's like one kid out of every 100 would be 1%, right? So one kid out of every 100 taken gets returned.
And Darren was in the meeting with me. What did they want, Darren?
They wanted more money, Tiff. They wanted a raise.
And what happened with our buddy Danielle that sits on RFK's committee?
She said, hell no, no more money for Virginia to get raises for sure.
So when you that's RF Danielle, one of our what's her show?
She does Unmasking Foster Care Corruption.
She sits on RFK's grant committee. She denied Virginia their raises through the grant department. In fact, on Monday, isn't she supposed to come back with the update because they had to go talk to RFK about whatever they were doing?
Yeah, they were doing something over the weekend, correct? Yep.
Yeah, so we'll know on Monday what happened.
Heard about these cases. She told him about some of the cases going on in our area.
And Danielle is connected to Tiff and the Punisher show. We have like 10 different shows. So you should subscribe, because when they go live, we go live. So you'll see their shows, but through our show. And we got people that deal with the American Disabilities Act. We got gunning for CPS. What is it? Same and equal and the same?
Equal and the same. Yeah, that's tonight, actually. That's Henry. He's on tonight at 8 o'clock.
I think tell them all the shows we got, because you got them right there.
Yeah, tonight's the ADA show with Henry, Equal and the Same, and then after that is Healing with Sam. So that's a good one to watch. She teaches you all kinds of techniques and things to use to get yourself well. And then the Sunday night is the Controversy Gunning for CPS one. That's with Gunnar Evers and his lawsuit that he's suing the state of Tennessee. Then Mondays it's back to me and Tiff, and Danielle has her Unmasking Foster Care Corruption. She does it Danielle goes whenever Danielle wants to go. So, and then bringing back Brenda, it's her story. the lady that lost her kids, her family, her husband is in prison. All of this stuff, all through CPS. She's on Wednesday night, Friday nights, Saturday nights. There's a bunch. There's more. I know I'm missing some, and I'll get yelled at in about 2 seconds after I get off of here, and because I've forgotten them. But yeah, CPS breaking news. It's YouTube. Go to YouTube/@abolish_CPS, and that's where you'll find all these shows. So
Claire wants to talk about the night she was on with Connie. Go ahead, Claire.
So I was on their show a couple weeks ago, and Connie Brugel was a judge out of Tennessee who was our guest star, and she actually got taken off of the bench as a judge. In Tennessee.
They arrested her.
Yeah, they arrested her because she hid a family from CPS.
Sure did.
In her basement.
Sure
they
did.
Knew that they were doing them wrong.
Yep.
And she hid them in her basement, and she, she's doing all these things to stop, the corruption all over America. She does the Family Forward Project on Facebook.
All 50 states.
So she is an amazing person, but it takes people like that in higher positions. And then when all of the corruption fumbles or comes down, you see who gets taken out really quick when they're trying to expose it, or when they're trying to help, or when they're trying to do something different, or when they're trying to bring awareness. And I think that that's such a big thing. And I definitely think that she's one of the people that we should definitely recognize every time, because she was in a position that we've all been in, but she was on the opposite side of it as the shot caller, basically. And she didn't bow down to them. She didn't break for them. She didn't do what they were demanding of her to do, because she saw the evidence and she was like, there's no way I can remove these kids. So there's a lot of things that a lot of people are doing. There's a lot going on in our area right now that people don't understand the depths of. We are being investigated for child trafficking, and I will tell you that honestly, because I've been in the FBI building. And that investigation started heavily because of some stuff that I went through outside of just my case. So there's investigators from the state bar that have contacted me and want to do private interviews. So as we get the information, I get to tell them about everything. And I get to tell them about all the players that you guys are dealing with as well, because eventually they are going to be federally investigated, and it's just a matter of time before it starts to happen. But that's why I'm so vocal about it, because I've extended every avenue as far as help: Winchester PD, state police, Commonwealth's Attorney's Office, judges, lawyers. I've extended all of that. Now it's up to us to get other people to see the changes that need to be made. And like I said, the FBI is aware of it. In our area for child trafficking, we have a building right here in Winchester. Again, like they said, the Virginia State Bar investigators have been contacting me, and they're looking into this stuff. So the more information we have to give them, the better outcome we're going to get. But it takes voices. It takes a bunch of us. They look at us as dollar signs, and if we start to look at them as lawsuits and dollar signs, it changes the strength that you have moving in the game. I will tell you guys, all of you, get your DSS reports, request them. That's where your lawsuits come in. You're going to want to know every minimal detail that they put on those papers. They even said that my mom that adopted me when I was born is my fictive mother. Like, I made her up in my head. Like, down to the minimal details of what the judges see. Because all they see is these court orders, the court paperwork, and then these DSS and CPS reports. Yeah.
And they didn't even remove it.
They didn't even have a warrant to remove my
They're the
child.
ones trafficking the kids.
So after they falsified the drug test that they took him on, they never had a warrant to remove my son. So it's already a wrongful
Yeah,
removal.
on multiple papers, it says that my child was moved on the 19th, then it says that she was removed on the 20th, and then she was moved on the 21st. And I'm like, can you even get the dates right?
Yeah, they have mix-ups like that in my court paperwork all the time. One paper will say I was negative, one person will say I was positive. Like, it's just crazy.
And it's like, okay, well then you need to get the date right.
Darren,
yes, ma'am.
play your video. It's very powerful.
And then we
And it's the
definitely
truth.
will go
And then
over
we're
all
gonna
these
do these,
papers.
then we're gonna do the papers, Darren. So play your
Yes,
video.
ma'am. Oh, yes.
This thing is powerful.
Did you see?
the spirit of investigative journalism, this newsletter uncovers the ongoing controversies surrounding Child Protective Services, CPS, across the United States. From wrongful child removals to systemic failures in foster care, we bring you the latest developments, substantiated by recent reports and lawsuits. For more resources, visit cpsbreakingnews.com and subscribe to www.youtube.com/@abolishcps for in-depth discussions and advocacy. In New York, a class action lawsuit accuses the Administration for Children's Services, ACS, of violating parents' Fourth Amendment rights during home investigations. Parents report being coerced into allowing searches without warrants under threats of child removal. This rare constitutional challenge aims to defend families from unwarranted intrusions, revealing how CPS tactics can traumatize innocent households. Spike in child fatalities sparks debate on removal policies. In Washington state, a surge in fatal and near-fatal incidents involving children in 2025 has reignited discussions on CPS removal practices. Critics argue that hasty removals without sufficient evidence contribute to family destabilization, while defenders point to the challenges of balancing safety with family unity. This controversy reflects broader national debates on whether CPS policies exacerbate rather than prevent harm.
Human trafficking risks among child welfare-involved youth. A 2024 study reveals verified human trafficking allegations among children in the child welfare system, particularly those with repeat involvements. While not directly implicating CPS in trafficking, the research shows how system instability increases vulnerability to exploitation, including sex and labor trafficking. Federal reports from 2024 emphasize the need for better protections, with FBI operations arresting hundreds in child sex abuse crackdowns. In the complex world of child welfare, a common legal question arises. What rights do parents have when CPS initiates an investigation, and what remedies exist if a child is wrongfully removed? The core issue stems from the Fourth Amendment, which protects against unreasonable searches and seizures. CPS workers often enter homes without warrants, citing exigent circumstances. But recent lawsuits clarify that parents can refuse entry absent a court order or immediate danger. For instance, in cases like those in New York City, families have successfully challenged coercive tactics, leading to demands for clearer protocols on parental consent. If a child is removed unjustly, solutions include filing a civil rights lawsuit under Section 1983 in federal court. Parents must prove violations like lack of due process or qualified immunity breaches. Successful cases, such as foster care abuse settlements, demonstrate potential for compensation, with payouts sometimes exceeding millions for egregious harms. Steps to pursue: document everything. Gather evidence of the investigation, including reports and communications. Consult an attorney. Civil rights lawyers specialize in these cases. Initial consultations are often free. File a complaint. Sue in federal court, seeking damages for emotional distress and punitive awards if malice is shown. Appeal removals. Use state family courts to contest decisions, potentially leading to reunification. While CPS aims to protect children, overreach can devastate families. Reforms, like mandatory Miranda-like warnings for parents, are proposed to ensure transparency. For advocacy, turn to resources like cpsbreakingnews.com.
In a wave of outrage sweeping the nation, parents, advocates, and survivors gathered in cities across the U.S. from September 7th to 9th, 2025, to protest what they call systemic corruption in Child Protective Services, CPS, and family courts. Demonstrators in Orange County, CA, and beyond chanted slogans demanding accountability, third-party oversight, and an end to practices they allege facilitate child trafficking and unjust family separations. One protester in Sacramento shared a harrowing story of CPS removing children without due process, echoing broader claims that the system prioritizes financial incentives over family unity. These protests, organized by groups like Family Court Fraud Warrior, highlight ongoing allegations that CPS agencies receive federal bonuses for adoptions under the 1997 Adoption and Safe Families Act, potentially incentivizing removals.
So when I said they were trafficking your children, Darren, me, and all our hosts, we will never put out anything that is not true. And if we find out somebody does put out something on our channels that is not true, they are booted off. Because the only way to really fight these people is with truth and honesty, and that's what we're bringing. So everybody's got a folder. Darren, we're doing the contact information first. I know yours are probably all over the place.
I'm sure they are.
I know
I'll
they
find
are.
them as you go. I'll get them. I never said organization was my biggest asset. Never once have I said that.
You're so funny. So on this is my information, my phone number, our YouTube channel, and my email address. Now I will tell you, Darren will tell you, everybody that knows me on our shows will tell you, after 9 o'clock, do not call me, and it better be an emergency. That goes for my own kids too, okay? Because you might get some shit that you don't want to hear coming out of my mouth. I try to answer everybody the next morning. And then Claire's information's on here. I did spell her name wrong. I am so sorry.
It's okay.
Her Facebook and her phone number's on there. And normally if she can't answer a question, she will call me.
And I'm up all hours of the night.
Yeah.
Because I go through my mental stuff at night. So,
So call Claire.
Yes. I love you.
Oh Lord.
Fight CPS. That's Darren on Facebook. He too is up all different hours of the night.
Yeah. If you see the green dot, go ahead and call.
If you see the green dot, he's up. And our website is cpsbreakingnews.com. We have blogs there. We have information there. We're adding stuff all the time. So please go. It's a safe place for you to vent. So do that.
Can't get in trouble.
Yeah, you can't get in trouble. Right.
Nope. Come there, raise hell.
That's right. See, me and Darren are on the same page, right?
Yes.
Parentalrights.org is a good source for people, especially our viewers that aren't in Virginia, can go there and find lawyers. They are now putting up lawyers that they're connecting with. I only deal with one lawyer in this whole state that I trust, and his name is not on here. KidJacked is another one. I contacted them because I'm like, God, some of this information is outdated, but the information is still good. So I contacted him, and actually what happened is his wife passed away, and that was her baby. So he updates it with new stuff sometimes, but since she died, but KidJack has a lot of information, and it covers all 50 states. So all you got to do is click on your state. That's actually how I found the lawyer that I hired to represent my daughter, because not only does he win cases, he also sues for wrongful removals. And then nccpr.org, they are a national foundation that is actually working on reform for child protective services, because believe it or not, I've been in a lot of these state meetings, and Darren and I and Claire, she comes on our show a lot. We have a group
She's a
called
little warrior.
What?
She's the little warrior, right?
That's right. She is mine and Darren's little warrior. Okay. Toll and Roill. You guys got to go back and find that video. They are awesome. Don't show the part of Sheriff Mack, but put up their information too, Darren, because I forgot to put it on there.
And we are working really closely with Michael Ramey, who's the president of the Parental Rights Foundation, who's actually at our last event and spoke.
Yep.
And he's so sweet.
He is sweet.
Yes, he is. And if you guys want to reach out to him, like I said, the Parental Rights website is on there, so feel free to reach out to him. He's definitely been, helpful in our situations, and a big voice to have on your team.
Yeah. The next one, are we on this one?
Yeah.
The next one, for those of you who do have your kids, or your kids are in school, or whatever, somebody who needs it because their kids are in school. So let me tell you about this paper right here. Claire's got to hold it up. This paper tells the school, and when I hand delivered this to my grandson's school, let's just say they love Tiffany. Because I told them I do not contract with CPS. I know you have a contract with CPS, but actually I'm an advocate against CPS. I do not believe children should be removed unless they are literally dying, sexually abused, or they're about to be murdered. That's it. Because children do far better, even in an abusive home, because you can look this up on the websites that I gave to you. Children in foster care are 600 more times likely to be abused, sexually abused, or murdered. That's the facts. That's a national average.
I worked in the foster care system, by the way, too. So
And what did you see?
I saw fucking overwhelmed social workers not giving care, the proper care to the kids that need be. I saw a poor boy, because the social worker hated him, get arrested right in front of me. He had one arm around me, hugging me, and they just took him away, 16 years old. I wanted to adopt that boy.
So I want to talk to these people out here. Okay, so
turn around and take my kid.
well, they retaliated against you. That's what it was. You should have told me that first, because then I would have told you it was straight retaliation. This is what and Ayana knows this for a fact. And I said this in one of her meetings. One of her siblings is 16, right? I said it right in front of CPS. We need to get her emancipated. Did I not say that? Once a child turns 16, there's only 2 requirements to be emancipated in the state of Virginia. Everybody else, check your state. You cannot live with a blood relative, and you have to have a job and $100, because that's what it costs to file. Any child that is 16 in foster care, I'm telling you, get out from a blood relative, get a job, and file a petition in court. Once you are emancipated, CPS can no longer be involved with you. Period. End of story. By law, you are a legal adult. I was emancipated at 16. Anyway, so I took this in, and it tells them that nobody, from the school board to the janitor, better speak to my grandson without me being present. It says CPS, the police, the principal, everybody. I don't care who it is. Because if they break this contract that they have with me, I'm suing them. Because they were very well informed from the Virginia School Board, because you have to send whatever district you live in, people, you have to send, ours is Richmond. I sent the Richmond School Board of Education a copy of this. I sent the local school board a copy of this, and I hand served this to the principal. Nobody talks to my grandchild without me being present. I don't care if it's Jesus Christ. I better be there. This is the other part that goes with this. Darren, this is your warning sign.
Oh yeah, my warning.
Yeah, I'll give you another one. Here. Here. Yeah. Now remember, you have to send it to Richmond, the local school board, and you have to hand deliver it.
And one thing I want to let everybody know is we're not telling you all this information to scare you. We're telling this information and giving this to you to prepare you for a battle you don't even understand what you're dealing with. We're expecting, and anybody that has dealt with CPS is, you've dealt with CPS, you've dealt with CPS, you've dealt with CPS, I've dealt with them, you've dealt with them, you've dealt with them. They can tell you. It does not go the way you want it to. If they're telling you that this is the way it's going to go, they're lying. If a CPS worker is talking, they're
Look
lying.
at Darren's picture. Darren, that is not on my paperwork. That's the Punisher. But anyway, this, you cut it, have it laminated, and you put this on the child's book bag. And it says, warning, the child is under the age of 18. He has, or she, whatever. They have the right to not answer any questions. They have the right, oh God, this is the Fourth Amendment right not to be seized, searched, or questioned. They have a First Amendment right to stay with their family. And then the big yellow one says, warning, you are violating my rights. So just know, and she's right, it's not to scare you. What it is, not only will it help you and your children, it will let CPS know that this is not a game.
And they're letting them know you're not playing.
That's right.
They think that you're playing checkers. You think you're playing checkers.
You're playing
They're
chess.
really playing chess. And I'll tell you that honestly, someone told me that quote in the very beginning of my case, and I worked with them. And I know that's why I was put in the village at Orchard Ridge, was to hear this statement. That he said to me, he said, right now, you think that you're playing checkers. And they think that you're playing checkers, but really they're playing chess. You have to learn the game of chess, and it's different. It's not literally, it's psychological. You have to understand they are so many moves ahead of you. They've got so many ties here. But when you can prepare yourself to know what's coming and be like, nope, this is what it is. Nope, this is my rights. Nope, this is that. They can't do anything.
Eventually they run out of moves.
They run out of moves. They're at the end of their
They
game.
won't let me see my daughter because they know I have these.
Yeah.
I have the evidence against them.
Yeah, which one you got? Oh, yeah, that's the one we're
So
going
this
on.
is your rights paperwork.
The rights paperwork, Darren. Know your rights. Okay.
Know my rights.
So I know all my rights. My biological father is a retired police officer. So from the time we was yay high to a grasshopper, we were read the Constitution. I think it was just really to put us to sleep because it was boring. But I picked it up, and that's my specialty. So the first thing you are going to do when any CPS worker encounters you, everybody's got a damn phone. Turn that bitch on record and put it right in their face. Just like this. Make sure, and you get the police and everybody, I don't care. You record everybody. I heard somebody say, well, the CPS worker said that I don't have her consent. I said, bitch, you don't need her consent. She's a government employee.
In Virginia, it's a one party state.
That's right.
Nobody, and my kid's dad taught me this way before we even dealt with this case. Nobody has to give you consent but yourself.
You have to be part of the
Recording
conversation.
knows that they're recording. The second party does not have to be privy to it.
Correct.
As long as they have that badge on, they cannot tell you that.
Yep.
Nope,
It's a
especially-
violation of federal
Badge.
law.
Did you say badge?
As long as they have that badge on, they cannot tell
No,
you
one
that.
that they wear on that.
Listen to me. Anytime you're in public, except private property, okay, there's a difference. There is no perception of privacy. I don't give a fuck where you're at. You can record anybody at any time without their consent in public. You cannot do it on their property. Like I couldn't come to your house and be like, hey, I know. But if a CPS worker shows up, you know you can record. Okay. Do not speak nor comply with CPS, and I'm going to tell you why. The minute you sign a safety plan, you have just said it's okay for the state to give my child to a foster family and be adopted out. That's the fine print. Okay?
You're
Would you
literally
just come
admitting-
up here?
You're literally admitting something to what you haven't done.
You just signed your plea agreement. You just agreed to everything that they accused you of. Yes, I did it. I'll sign my John Hancock right here. I won't even sign a fucking ticket. Okay?
It's coercion.
Never sign anything. Safety plans are voluntary. Ask them. Because they like to say, they told this to me, which they shouldn't have said shit to me because I called her right out on it. Well, Miss Black, if your daughter doesn't sign a safety plan, we're going to take the child into custody. I said, where's your removal order? Well, we don't have one. So where's your warrant? Well, we don't have one. Get the fuck off my property.
I love that idiot.
I do too. It cracks me up.
And that's why the sheriff's afraid of me because
She
I put
records
everything
that.
out.
Like when they come to her property, they try to mess with her. She records everything right on YouTube.
It sure does. I'm waiting on the body cam footage now, but I gotta wait till November 3rd because I got a dog at large ticket. Anyway, we won't even go there. If CPS, oh wait a minute.
If CPS is telling you.
Yeah, go ahead and read it. 'Cause
Oh, God.
My
If CPS
glare.
is telling you that they will take your children if you refuse to sign a safety plan, that is considered coercion. It's threatening and as well as intimidation. That is federal law. They're
And-
violating federal law.
And I'll even go as far as to tell you the case because I got 154 cases against.
It did.
I know.
Never allow the police nor CPS into your home without a warrant. If they do not have a warrant, do not let them near your kid.
Nope, they went on in my house on their own.
Nope. So you know what that's called?
And that's why
Fruit
they
of the
can't
poisonous tree. That was an illegal search. Anything they took out of there, you could have filed a motion to suppress because
It's our kids.
huh?
It's our kids.
Oh, I thought you were talking about something else. Oh, but they still shouldn't have came in your house. Never mind. Shut up, Tiffany. Well, okay. So this is what they do, right? This is a little trick they do. Here, we got a warrant. And you look at this motherfucker and it says, oh, your attorney's name is blase, and you got a court. That is not a fucking warrant. A warrant says they have issued it to search you, your house, her, she's the one they want. Yeah.
What they're looking for.
Right. That is a warrant. Not no bullshit paper that says who your lawyer is, because I've been hearing a lot of advocates saying that their people have been handed this paper that just gives them a court date and their lawyer's name.
Give to the judge or whatever they take. What then?
Well, they have to sign a sworn affidavit. And Darren, I want you to chime in on this. Because do they or do they not have to have first-hand knowledge to obtain an affidavit?
Yes, they can't be hearsay. It's got to be someone there seeing this crime committed themselves. Can't be someone else's testimony to it.
So then we get a warrant.
Yes.
Darren?
I didn't hear what the question was.
Or, I mean, are we saying this court order or the same thing?
So even the
Is a
police
court order and a warrant
officers
the same?
that come to
Hmm.
the
Yeah, that's
whole
what she's asking.
situation, they don't have first knowledge of what the crime is being committed, they're just responding to it.
A court order is a court order. A warrant literally says warrant.
Warrant.
What,
Like a
Darren?
preliminary protection order is not a warrant for removal. A preliminary protection order is a restraining order against from you and your child, as states to it, but that does not give them the authorization to remove your child.
And you know what else they can't do? They cannot talk to children on private property.
And also, you have to watch, because when they do
Didn't know that.
the protection orders, there are two different types of protection orders. There's a protection order that can keep that child in your home, as long as there's not violence in your home.
Yes,
and
that's
abuse
true.
in your home. And then there's a protection order that can remove that child from your home.
Well, that's called a removal order.
So.
And even with the, hold on one
Because they did
second.
two different ones with me, Tiff.
Oh, they got two?
Yes.
I
they
want to
did.
see them.
They did a protection order, which left my two
See.
older ones in my home.
I know, they do it all the time.
Yeah, they did.
Well,
Okay, so what
he's
they
the first
did
one
to
I've
me,
encountered
they
with
did
that
two-
one.
Two protection orders which left my two oldest ones in my home without violence or abuse. Then they did a protection order against my youngest, which was a protection order of a keep away protection order, is how they worded it.
I want to see that. This,
Which
the
left- and
CPO.
then they filed the protection order on the 19th, when they removed my child from school. Then they filed the removal order on the 20th.
Oh, yeah, they're good for that.
That's how they got me.
They're good for that. With my daughter, they
filed
claimed
the
all
protection
this.
order, and then they filed the removal order the next day.
4 days later, they got a removal order. But they still didn't get the child, because let me tell you, and this is on the video. This came out of Frederick County Sergeant's mouth. CPS lady. Well, we just need to get in the house. He said, well, even with the removal order, that's not a warrant to enter the home. And it's highly likely we'll get a warrant to enter the home. So let me tell you what we did. I don't give a fuck. They know they don't like me and I don't like them. I did have custody of one of my grandsons, but not the one they were looking for. We left at night when it was dark.
So you can't see.
So they can't see us. And we come back in the dark.
Exactly how
They were peeping through my windows. Okay? They don't like me. Just know that. Miss Wise is trouble. Stay away from her. Yes, I am trouble. Yes, I sure am. I'm trouble for you, not
I
the
had someone
parents.
on the town hall council tell me, they had a private meeting with me at their house. And one of the things that they said was, we want to help you, but you have to get away from Tiffany. Because she's only going to give you information that's not going to help you. Tiffany is the only one that's helped me. Other than like my friends and my support system.
They don't like chaos.
They don't like the truth coming out and they don't like the truth getting exposed. I produced all of the evidence for Toby Austin, the caseworker, out of Clark County in April of this year. I got reprimanded by the lawyer I was paying for, Devin Humphreys. I got reprimanded by CPS and DSS for exposing it. Here we are, and it's, what month are we in?
September.
So here we are in September. He just gets busted for running a meth lab. Same thing I tried to tell him back in April.
Yeah, I read about that. I found out.
He was a social worker.
He was the lead investigator for Clark County.
He sure was.
And
And he was the mastermind behind the meth lab and was building the meth lab in his house. Darren, you remember me saying this? I even
But
said,
the state's money. The
Do you
state's
think
money.
it could have
You
been
provided
his
that
name
medical
that
lab
parents
with straight
drugs
Well,
government
well,
money.
kinda, but this is what I said. I don't know if you heard me.
You know where they got that money from? Trafficking our kids.
Yeah, I said, I wonder if he's been pissing for these parents, right, behind their back and making all these parents turn up dirty.
Right, and
Because I can
then the
almost
government
guarantee you that's
benefits from removal gets all these funds.
Yeah.
They tried to deny our people the other day that they get money for the children.
Bullshit. Bullshit. It's called incentive to separate.
Our 60-year-old called her out on the stand.
Yeah.
What happens if the parents don't sign a statement, only the person that's taking the child?
Keep the kid in the house, don't get
Watch out,
property.
The kid's already with them, right? Then that's who they're working with. That's where that child is going to stay. You need to file a motion for petition.
Is where that child is going.
We'll talk in a minute. We got to get through this because Darren, that we got other shows coming on. Where are you at, Claire?
This is CPS cannot remove a child and place them in state custody without a warrant. This is an unlawful seizure under the 4th Amendment, and it is a violation of your children's rights. You have the right to care, custody, educate, discipline, and control your child, not the state. You have the 5th and 14th Amendment right to due process. You have the First Amendment right to live with your child and to have a relationship with your child.
Yep. And we're doing the NAACP.
Yes. Complaint form with
Okay. NAACP complaint form, Darren. So like I said, I am the legal redress chair for Frederick, Clark, and Winchester. That means any report to me. And if there's criminal activity involved, me and the criminal justice department, we team up. We are already investigating CPS for numerous violations. So everybody that I will have to find one for you all because I don't know the one outside of here. What? I'm the legal redress chair. That's okay. So we're starting to get more and more complaints, and we need these complaints, and I'm going to tell you why. Because if we can get everybody, no matter how old your case is, we can show a pattern. It then leaves from this area and it goes to the state.
Can you get to my area, to Hampshire County, West Virginia?
They have their own NAACP over there, their branch. But the good thing is, I've already talked to my president. I love him so much. Anybody that files a complaint in any state, everybody can put my information on there and I can work with them, but they have to contact me. I cannot contact them. And I will work with anybody who wants to really make the change. I'm not wasting any more time on people that don't do what I'm telling them, don't do what Darren's telling them. I'm not doing it anymore. I have other things I'm involved with. So everybody needs to fill one of these out. And you can email it, mail it, whatever. It'll get to me. What's the next one?
We can do the Virginia State Bar.
The what?
The complaint form for the Virginia State Bar.
Oh. Now, we're talking about lawyers and GALs. Just know they're not going to do anything, okay? Unless they get with Claire and then they get with me and we go more and more into it. But every complaint that you file stays on that attorney's record, okay? Just so you know. File complaints, misrepresentation. They're not doing their job. I was in Cardinal News advocating for the lawyers in Virginia to get more money. They got more money and they're still not doing anything. I will never do that again. I will never put my reputation out there like that again, ever. So just know they got a raise and they're still not doing anything. Everybody needs to file complaints against the attorneys.
And make copies of
don't send the
everything.
originals.
Make copies of everything that you send.
So you're saying that this complaint comes from the CPS attorney, like the county CPS attorney?
Any attorney that's involved. It doesn't matter.
I've recorded Colin Hepburn, Jason Rance, and Karen Goldman. Those were my guardian ad litem, who still to this day refuses to answer my phone calls. The only time that he talked to me is while I had representation that I had gotten myself. And he did an in-home visit, and he's not spoke to me since.
Which one are we on? There.
So these are their complaint forms. These go to the state bar. Fill these entities up and report them where they need to be, because, like I said, the investigators from the Virginia State Bar already know what's going on. They need a paper trail to take these cases seriously. Like, they already are taking them seriously. I don't want to say it like that, but they have to have a paper trail to know where to even start.
Right.
Like a prosecuting attorney needs evidence to
Right.
prosecute somebody.
Perfect
We
example.
all need to have enough evidence and complaints in order to investigate.
Yes.
And when they're seeing 100+
What do we on?
police for one area,
We can do the
then they know
judges.
something's going on.
Okay. Now, I don't know how many people want to turn their judges in, but you sure can. You sure can, yes.
He said I will.
You'll turn them in? Okay, well, this is in your packet. If you guys need more than one copy, let me know, because I got them in my phone. I can always, print them out when I get some more ink.
This is the best one, guys.
That's right. So right here, this paperwork, judge complaint, Darren.
Oh boy, which JRC complaint
No,
form?
that's my favorite one here.
Oh, that's the one I was talking about.
Oh, no.
Don't even listen to
Say,
me.
any judge that has touched your case that you feel have violated your constitutional rights, you fucking turn their ass in. Okay? You put the violations down. And the more and more that we keep having these, I'm going to teach you all, me and Darren are going to show you the websites to go to and how to file federal complaints. Because once you start filing federal complaints, I can tell you personally, the civil rights attorney goes, let me tell you what the federal courts do when they hear a case coming from family court. Oh God, what did they do now? So they know about the corruption, okay? The federal courts know. So even though they'll probably send you a letter back and say, well, you got to take this
They
up.
already go as far as my judge says.
Oh, well.
I don't care.
There you
Fight
go.
it.
We know
Girl,
he's
fight
bad. We know he's bad.
Right.
I'm
We need
just
to
gonna
get them
have to do
disqualified.
Jury's disqualified.
So the next one that we're gonna do is the Virginia Ombudsman. He's in charge of all CPS cases. It's Eric Reynolds.
Eric Reynolds.
Eric
So,
Okay.
so I just want you to know that I am working with Eric Reynolds. Okay, we're on a committee together. I told him this week that we were having this and that he would probably start getting a whole bunch of complaints from this area. All he said was, "Thank you, Ms. Wise."
I know somebody that the road for me that just got their child retrieved. Can I take them one of these forwards?
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
then, like, I'm gonna tell them, you gotta walk a straight line, but if you want your baby
Make
back,
sure.
here you go.
I don't know. They're a whole. So, Ombudsman is looking into these cases. He already knows. That's why we're on the same committee.
I fill it out and send it to you.
Nope, you send this to him.
The ombudsman.
All these complaint forms go to the proper people. Don't send them to me.
The NAACP.
Even the NAACP ones have to. I didn't mean it like that. Even the NAACP ones have to go to the NAACP and then they forward them to me.
Okay.
Now, Ayana and mine, our favorite form. I love this form. I did not use my 400 copies because I need those. So I printed extra ones. This is the color of law form. Okay? And I'm getting ready to serve one on my neighbor, actually, because he's getting on my damn nerves. And I want to. He's an old, white, bald-headed man. Anyway, Dan, we're on the color of law form.
Yep.
Okay, so color of law means anybody that abuses their authority. Okay? You can serve this on a police officer, CPS worker, and their whole fucking department. You can serve it on anybody. Okay? And this says, you have violated my rights. And over here, hold on, I gotta look at it. Over here is your information. Over here is their information. And in this little box right here, me personally, I think the box should have been bigger because when I write these out, I need more space. You put what rights were violated, okay, by the person that you're having this served on, right? So, for instance, if Claire wanted to serve a color of law form on Jada Carr, she can put Jada Carr right here. You violated my First Amendment right to my child, my Fourth Amendment right to privacy and to be secure, my Fifth Amendment right, 14th Amendment right to no due process. Okay? So then at the very bottom, it's a cease and desist letter. Cease and desist says you must stop immediately. If they do not, this is their one and only warning. You keep the original. I got plenty of people that will serve these. It has to be a third party.
We'll do it.
Right?
Yeah, I love it.
And the person that serves it puts their name there and the date and time it was served. Now,
Hey,
also
Tiff.
trespass CPS workers, in case you all didn't know that. You can trespass a CPS worker and their entire department. You have, when you do that, you can't go after the quote unquote department. You have to go after the individual. You can't sue an entity.
That's bullshit.
Right,
That just
but
means you got so many laws you go.
Oh, yeah,
15
but I'm
people you
saying,
go
like,
after.
I'm not saying, I know the laws, I'm saying, pressing charges on being arrested.
Yeah.
To get them
For
for
each
each
case.
one.
if you have to do it individually, but if you trespass them or you serve them with the color of law form, the good thing about trespassing and the color of law is that over here you can put, let's say Jada Carr and the entire department of CPS workers.
Okay.
Okay? Or Tamara Green and all her little monkeys. Okay? Don't put monkeys on there, but that's what they are. And the entire Department of Child Protective Services, or in this lady's case, APS, Adult Protective Services. And yes, this applies to everyone.
Like I could serve one on John Piper.
Yes.
For telling me I couldn't record
Yes.
our meeting.
It's a violation of her First Amendment right.
What do we do if they, this is a stupid question.
Listen,
There's a reason why I'm asking.
there's no stupid question.
Is there no trespassing just on your property, or just they can't, where they see you out in public?
Well, that would be a no contact order. So there's a difference.
Can you file one within that,
You can, but the likelihood of you getting a no contact order is very slim because eventually you have to have contact with them. That is for your property.
But what can they do if they see them?
Well, they're not going to do anything.
Nothing, they can't.
They're not going to do anything unless you're a bitch like me, because I'll embarrass you right in front of God and everybody. I'll be like, ain't you that bitch Jada Carr that stole Claire's child? Oh, yeah, that's you.
Jada Carr wasn't any involvement in my case. She's out of Frederick County. We're just using that as an example. She was a caseworker who was the caseworker for who I was involved with at the time.
But she intertwined her case with Claire's. That's a conflict of interest.
There was Frederick County in my case. There was, now I've just recently found out Erin Castro, who was with Clark County in 2023. She was involved in my case, or Casarati, I think is her name. There was just so many people on all my paperwork, but that's why I tell you guys, go to the courthouse, demand your court files.
And they cannot, they will tell you that you have to pay for them. You do not fill out FOIA. They have to give you your discovery. It's paperwork information about yourself.
Go to the police department and do the same thing, a FOIA form like she's telling you, and file to get the, I wish I had mine with me. I should have brought it.
If CPS won't give you your case, you march your happy ass right on down to the courthouse and get a paper that says I need a subpoena. And you subpoena your records from the Department of Social Services.
And get your records from the department, because I'm telling you, when I got mine, if what they were saying in the CPS discovery was the truth, I can understand why they removed my kid. No judge would listen to me, however, to break it down. And once you have that amount of paperwork, it's not like your court case in the 2 or 3 hours that they allot for you. You can go through each of those papers. It would take days. Once you see it, you'll understand. And it teaches you how to move around with these people so your case can be better. When you start asking for these things, I promise you, they know you're not playing games anymore. And
Well,
things are going to change for you.
When I did that, CPS was like, oh no, we want to quash this. So the judge was like, well, what do you want to do? I said, well, I'm pro se. I'm representing myself. I need to know what they're using against me. She forced them to turn over unredacted CPS case. Because I'm going to tell you, If you don't say unredacted, you know what you're gonna get? You're gonna get
Black lines.
a black lines, and you're gonna be like, well, what the hell does that was to what? It doesn't even make sense because they're gonna black out everything they don't want you to have. So my thing
It's
to
more
you
stuff
is
is what they're hiding.
right. If your lawyer won't get them until you don't have a lawyer, it's gonna be redacted. Unless you walk in there and say, I'm a pro se litigant, I'm representing myself. I need to subpoena the records from DSS, and they'll give you the paperwork. But trust me, they're going to ask you, and they're going to make it go to court, and they're going to we want to quash. And that's when you tell the judge right to her face or his face, whoever, I'm pro se. I need the records. I have the right to defend myself, and they will not be redacted. There's a lot. I'm telling
But
you.
if you subpoena, you have to be in the middle of a lawsuit, or you can just subpoena.
You should have started a lawsuit the day your child was taken.
I know some people don't have the money to.
But you can do it pro se. And no, I get it, right? But trust me, the people I work with, we got people that do everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything.
I'm about to go pro se.
I told you to do that last week. I was going to represent.
And if you're pro se, you get a little bit more leniency. Because they know you don't know all the legal terms. Hell, I've been doing this 36 years. They change the fucking terms so much, I can't even keep up with it. Fuck it, I just talk the way I talk.
I'll tell you one lawyer or one judge that does not care whether you're pro se, fair or nothing. My lawyer stepped off my case 2 weeks before we went to court, and I had Nancy Williams, and I asked for the court date to be continued and pushed out because I was in the process of getting another lawyer, and she said, "Oh, absolutely, no, we're doing this today." So there are some judges that aren't as lenient.
And then this is
but-
what you say, and I've done this 3 times. Ellis, Brown, nor or Drown, whatever his name is, nor Athey will hear a case with my name on it because I'm very clear. You will not violate my rights. And if I have to leave your courtroom right this minute and go call a civil rights attorney, this is what I get. All right, Ms. Wise, I'm going to give you what you want. Yeah, because I don't play games with them. You are no better than me. In fact, you need to go to law school and be reiterated with the laws because you don't know them.
Well, attorneys don't need to know.
No, they need to know code, statutes, and ordinances, right? Which aren't laws. There's only one law in every state, and it's that state's constitution. There's only one law in the whole United States, and that's the Constitution of the United States. That trumps every law. Everything trumps Virginia. Everything, code, statutes, rules, regulations, ordinance, all that shit. None of that shit is law. None of it. None of it. And I will challenge, listen to me. People don't understand this. I will take on the fucking world if I have to, because I know what the fuck I'm talking about. And I dare somebody to tell me I'm a fucking liar. I got all the receipts to back my shit up. I got 36 years of doing this.
Well, what kind of evidence do they have to
It's all hearsay.
or have removal?
They can say anything. That's what we were saying. They literally are supposed to have a witness when they fill out an affidavit. It can't be hearsay, but they use hearsay anyway. It doesn't matter. I could call right now and say you're out on Braddock Street in a thong and a top, right? And you got one of your grandkids out there with you, and I don't think that it's inappropriate. Guess who's knocking on your door tonight? CPS. And you know what they're going to say? And they're going to say you were you were doing inappropriate things with the child. That's imminent danger. That's what they use. But see, this is something else they can't do to me. I got the 154 cases. Actually, there's more than that now. It needs to be updated. The Supreme Court of the United States, hold on. The Supreme Court of the United States has already said no child can be removed in the United States without a removal order, period. That's a violation of the child and the parent's Fourth Amendment right. And no parent's rights should be terminated unless 3 things have happened: murder, sexual abuse, and a conviction of proven physical abuse. That's the only 3 ways. But you know who's getting terminated? Your Honor. So, Miss Wise, right there, she didn't finish her safety plan. So now you know where we're going? We're going to termination court because the judge was like, well, Miss Wise, since you didn't finish that, obviously your child's not important to you. So we're just going to go ahead and terminate your parental rights. But I got a friend that has those overturned too within 2 years. There's always hope. Always. Because I think I got somebody that might be able to help you. So with that, Darren, we got to go off air. I know we're going to stay here and talk to people a little bit more, and I will call you when I get home.
Okay.
Bye, Darren.
We'll talk
I
later.
want to play something though before we let everybody go. Hold on a
Play
minute.
it.
Hold on. I want to play. This is for everybody to. Let me do this here. I'm in the middle of doing this damn thing. I gotta leave. Hold on. I'll come back. All right. Hold on a minute. I just want everybody to take a look at this.
What?
I just want everybody to see this.
So, guys,
You're fine.
Sheriff Mack is at the house.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I love that man. I am about to pick my behind up off the floor.
We're talking on my
Can you see myself?
No, we cannot see him.
So, yeah, so now we got.
So there you go.
Thank you, Darren. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.
That was Sheriff Mack.
That was Sheriff Mack. Thanks, Darren. Josh, can you come get all my shit out of here?
You talking about Sheriff Mack?
Yes, I am.